We're going to take a listen now to what our Washington correspondent had to say on who is in the expanded bilateral meeting between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-Un.
All eyes here in Washington were very much on the body language from US President Donald Trump, and indeed also the language used by him during that first private meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-Un in Singapore, and also, of course, between that first historic handshake between a sitting US president and a North Korean leader. The body language positive from the US president. There was that lengthy handshake, of course, but also smiles, some slaps on the back, and a thumbs up from the US president. All of that looks like the two are getting along pretty well. They are now in that bilateral meeting with their delegations in the same room, in the same hotel in Singapore. And that brings to the table a very interesting cast of characters on the side of the US delegation. It includes the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, he who traveled twice to Pyongyang to meet Kim Jong-un before this summit in Singapore was even possible. Also at that table is John Bolton, the National Security Advisor, who's been very aggressive, in his language at least, towards North Korea in the past. He was not present, you might remember, in the Oval Office meeting when the North Korean advisor brought that letter from Kim Jong-un that made this summit possible in the first place. Also at that bilateral meeting is the Chief of Staff, John Kelly, on behalf of the White House. This is where the real discussions will be happening, and this is where the decisions will be taken as to what might be in a statement at the end of this summit between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. They seem to get along personally. The US president even says it's an honor to meet Kim Jong-un, thereby using the same language he uses in the Oval Office with almost every head of state or head of government who visits the White House.